Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Living Local, your lifestyle show for all things Charleston and beyond. I'm Ashley Meservey. We're back visiting our friends at Lowcountry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine at their North Charleston location. Only this time, we're hearing from the patients as they share their experiences with the doctors and staff here and why they believe this is the place to go for all of your orthopedic needs. Joining us today, we have Dr. Keith Santiago with Lowcountry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome.
All right, so before we talk to some of your patients, let's just get an overview of what you do here.
So here at Lowcountry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we take care of the orthopedic and pain medicine needs. We look at their bone, joints, nerve, tendon issues, and we work to improve their pain level and improve their function.
Especially these days with pain management, that can be a big undertaking with all the time with addictions and things like that. So you really focus in that area as well, right?
Correct. We have 2 pain specialists that are board certified in that area and know how to manage patients and get them off their pain medication.
And talk about kind of the wide variety of patients you see here.
We see patients from hand and upper extremity, which is what I do, to spine, to sports medicine, to total joint, and foot and ankle.
And as far as ages, because I know we're going to hear shortly from a young girl who plays golf all the way, up to adults, right?
Correct. We see newborns to 100-year-olds.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, and what are some of the typical things that you see coming through the door?
So as a hand and upper extremity surgeon, I see a lot of patients complain of numbness and tingling in their fingers and pain in their hand, wrist, and elbow. Oftentimes they're coming in with diagnoses including things like carpal tunnel syndrome, trigger finger, tendonitis, sometimes broken fingers, broken wrists, broken elbows, broken forearms. Sometimes they have overuse injuries. We see a full gamut of different problems.
So if you were to tell the folks at home kind of what makes you different from all the other places they could go, what would you say?
So we are different than other orthopedic practices in that we are a private group that prides ourselves in same day, if not next day appointments. We're also located throughout the Tri-County area in a location that's convenient for our patients, either here in North Charleston, Somerville, Clements Ferry on Daniel Island, and also in Monk's Corner as well. We provide emergency care in the emergency department when appropriate, but also outpatient care as well. We have our own surgery center, which can reduce costs for patients so they can have their procedure done with less hassle and with less cost.
Alrighty, well, before we go, let's actually hear from some of the patients that say Lowcountry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is a great place to come.
It's really started in the 90s. This was my range of motion. Anything down here I didn't have a problem working on, but once it started to raise above, and this is what I have now, and this is my last replacement I had, so that range I'm still working on. But I lived a life like this. My grandson's a ball player. I would have to play catch underhand. Now I can throw a baseball overhand. I was so nervous about these surgeries because we all scar different. So I was worried about scar tissue, getting in the way, but it hasn't. Once you walk in the door, you're treated with a great reception staff and stuff, and the different groups of the doctors have their different teams, and they're all great, why go somewhere else?
Well, first, back in maybe October of 2018, I broke my arm. It was a pretty bad break, and I went to the emergency room, and they referred me here a couple days later to get my cast on. And after that, when I broke my arm the second time, we just felt so welcomed, and it was a great experience here. So we came back immediately before even going to the emergency room.
Because that can be a scary thing, huh?
It's very scary.
So you felt like the doctors here were super nice and they made you, not as scared?
Yes, ma'am, completely.
Anytime anybody brings up anything about an orthopedic specialist, I always recommend Lowcountry Orthopedics, just because of the patient care. And the Dr. Schaaf personally called us after her surgery to check on us that night. You just don't get that anywhere else. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse work comp case manager, so I work with them all. You just don't get the kind of care that you get here. It's absolutely wonderful.
For more information, visit lowcountryortho.com.